We're going a little bit deeper today on shame versus guilt. I honestly can say that I have done this work for over 30 years on people, and I don't think I have ever run across someone who has not had some form of guilt or shame. I think we all deal with that, and I think we all need to recognize that that's a part of our shadow side, and it's a part of our humanness. And so we just need to be able to accept things as they are and not living in coulda, shoulda, wouldas, or wishing it was another way, or wishing we had different parents, or wishing that we hadn't made the mistake we did, or living in regrets, but be able to say that because of this experience, it's who I have become. Because of this experience, I've learned wisdom, I've gained insight, I've gained understanding, I've gained compassion because of this. But be able to see it as not, I am bad, or I am a failure, but be able to see that the behavior is where the guilt comes from, and the shame comes from thinking we are that person, that we are bad or we are wrong. And I just think if we're constantly aware of this, we won't do it to ourselves, and we won't project it onto our children or even onto a spouse. And so I think be able to see that maybe sometimes we are thinking of an experience that we had when we were younger, and maybe we had perfectionism as parents, and maybe they projected that onto us, and so we felt like we were a failure because we didn't always meet up to their expectations, instead of saying maybe their expectations were too high for a little 7-year-old or a little 10-year-old, and maybe they projected their expectations onto me, and I wasn't capable of doing that. To be able to give compassion to that little child within us and see that it's okay. And it's okay that we felt that way, and it's okay that maybe we screwed up, but we are not the mistake, and we are not the failure. And so being aware and having this compassion and this love and this empathy for us will help us be able to give that to other people. And so every day I work on people who deal with shame and guilt, and it destroys our self-worth, it destroys our confidence, it destroys our third eye from seeing the good in ourselves. And so maybe ask ourselves, is this true? Is this really true that I am a bad person, or that I am a failure, or that I am unworthy, or not? Maybe the act that we did, the performance, the behavior was felt like that was not our best, but it is not who we are. And so to constantly be able to separate the behavior from who we really are is huge in healing shame and guilt. And I think shame destroys, and guilt, we still can see hope. We can still see that we have lessons that we learned. And I always say, there are no mistakes if we learn from them. And life is one big lesson. It's like we're in a big classroom, and we're always learning what works and what doesn't. But to be able to separate, I'm still a good person, even though I made this choice, or even though I reacted, or even though I projected my fears onto someone else. And so I think it causes a lot of anxiety and depression in us when we take ownership and think that we are the shame, or we are the failure. So I just hope that through the rest of this week, we can, I did a lot on Tuesday tips, and you can analyze that more and maybe find the areas that resonate with you and really try to work on that and be gentle and compassionate with yourself. And then you can be that for your children and for those people in your life that may be difficult for you. So hopefully this helped give some clarity and understanding on shame versus guilt. And we can just eliminate it and just be able to see the good that came from maybe our life experiences and focus on that. So hopefully this helped. Have a good day.